everybody. Welcome to the Sylvania Football Show. Howard Channing along with Coach Brad Waldrop. And we got three guests with us tonight, Coach. We got left or right. They got their names wrong. They're sitting in the wrong order, but we'll manage. We know who they are. We got Eli Trotman. We got Seth Ledford and Bryson Cook with us tonight. So, Coach, we're going to get our game stuff out of the way real quick, and then we'll start asking these young men some questions. Coach, tell us a little bit about Fife last week. A good effort by your team. That's something that you can't deny or anything like that. Just a great effort by the team. Just came up a little short.
Well, kids played hard. We continue to make some of the same mistakes we've been making. For the, like we have the beginning of the year, kind of shoot ourselves in the foot. We had the first drive and completed the pass down the middle, picked up the first down, didn't hang on to it, put the ball on the ground. You just can't do things like that against a quality football team and survive. It's just little things like that turn into big things the further you go. So they played their guts out. They played hard. Obviously you're seeing that offense for the first time in a live setting. You can't simulate that no matter how you try. Over and over and over again at practice, we reiterated the fact, hey, it's going to be faster than what we're showing it to you. But you still have to adjust to that, and it took us a little bit too long to adjust. Offensively, we've done a pretty good job. We moved the ball on them some. We just wasn't able to string a drive together, and by the time we got adjusted, the second half was a lot better ball game. If you wanted to see it that way, we stopped them their first two drives of the second half, made a few adjustments, and kids got their eyes where they needed to be and fit things up a little bit better. And we was able to get a couple stops and get a score ourselves. And, but right after we get the score, we come back out and they score on a one-play drive. So, maybe get a little bit of momentum going, and then bang, there it goes. But all in all, I thought they played their guts out. Obviously, Fife's a quality football team, great coaching staff, and great group of young men that play hard. So it was a hard-fought game. It was an extremely physical game, but we come out on the short end.
Absolutely, and the 80-yard touchdown run by Travis, and then all of a sudden Fife scores on that next two plays later, actually. But it kept me a little bit busy because I'm sending the scores into QSB into the Times Journal, and it was like typed it in, got a little momentum, and then all of a sudden here goes Fife with a 60-yard touchdown run, and I typed it right in, and those guys are like, that's quick scores right there, but anyway, I thought, something that I want to emphasize to everybody is that the team is improving week in and week out. And I know nothing about football. I'm not going to lie about it. I know nothing about it, but I tell you what, those guys are working hard and getting better week in and week out. And I can see it. And if I can see it, then it's got to be happening.
Well, ain't no doubt. They're doing a great job. These three guys here at St. Louis tonight, they've done a really good job of being leaders and keeping their heads screwed on straight and, trying to do whatever it is we ask them to do and trying to get better at what we've been doing offensively all year. And that's all you can ask. Trying to, it's not new anymore, but we're still obviously trying to polish things up and get better at what we're trying to accomplish.
Absolutely. And, going against Fife, they're a powerhouse. They're known not just statewide but nationally, and holding. Some people's like, well, you gave up a lot of points. Well, considering what Fife normally scores, you didn't give up a lot of points, to be honest. But unfortunately, came up on the short end of the stick. But something that the team did do, is get a lot of yards against Fife, and that's something that Fife is known for, keeping teams from getting many yards. But y'all, I think 200 something yards y'all had against Fife.
Yeah, like I said, we moved the ball. We just wasn't able to finish drives, and we had a drive going there late in the first half, and we took a timeout and kind of set something up, and then the moron boy of mine tried to throw it to the wrong spot. But anyways, it's just little things that just again turn into big things. When you don't do the little things right, they accumulate and they make a big difference.
Absolutely. Fife has passed us. Now we're looking forward to Collinsville, going to Collinsville, playing against them. Tell us a little bit about them, Coach, and what we're going to expect from them offensively and defensively.
Well, I mean, as of late, they've been the Air Panthers. I think they threw it 49 times last week against Geraldine. Um, I don't know if I had a guy that could throw it, play the McAteer kid, thought that we might throw it a little bit more because he can spin it. He can throw it. They've got a couple of receivers out there that can really run and catch it, know what to do with it when they catch it. They got a good running back. Quarterback's a really good runner. He's not just a good thrower. He's a really good runner. They kind of go as he goes. He's a really good football player. We've definitely going to have our hands full. Um, Defensively, they've kind of mixed things up, not been really, the same thing every week. So, again, not real sure what we're going to see on that side of the ball. But they do get after it. They got their secondaries, they see that spread attack every day at practice. So they're really good at doing their job back there. D-line's not bad. They, like I said, they mix things up, and seems like whatever it is that they're trying to do, they do a pretty good job of accomplishing that.
How difficult is it preparing for a team, not just Collinsville, but any team that one week they may run the ball 40 times and the next week they pass it 50 times?
Well, you have to be able to cover all facets of the game. That's the thing about playing defense. You can't just hang your hat on one thing. But I feel like hopefully we got a plan for that. And again, it just comes down to execution.
Talked about the offense or defense. What the game players that stands out on the defensive side that I don't want to say that give the game plan away, but a couple of players on the defensive side that you're going to try to key on, make sure they get blocked.
Well, I mean, they got a couple of guys that play linebacker that they do a good job of getting to the ball. They move some kids around. Last week a kid was playing outside linebacker. One week he's playing DN. So you don't necessarily know where they're going to be, and we won't know where they're going to be till we get there Friday night. So it's kind of hard to, I guess, stick a pin in. Hey, we're going to attack it right here, or we're going to try to stay away from right here because I'm not real sure where those guys are going to be.
Special teams wise, how are they on the special teams wise, kicking, punting, and all that?
They do a good job in the kicking game. Got a good field goal kicker. Punter does a good job, and they're a solid football team. Arnie's been doing it a long time. Sorry, Coach Willingham. We're kind of like Coach Benefield. We're pretty good friends, so I have a bad habit sometimes of calling him by his first name. I kind of didn't mean to, a little bit of a slip there, but Coach Willingham does a great job with those guys, and they're always well prepared in every facet of the game: offense, defense, special teams. You're gonna have a hard time just slipping anything over them.
Absolutely. So, Coach, let's get these young seniors on here, or they're not young seniors because they're getting ready to get out in the real world. So let's get these seniors on. I done told everybody what your names are, but if you will, start from left to right. Start with Eli. Tell us your name, which I already said Eli Trotman, but anyway, say your name, what number you are, and the positions that you play.
Eli Trotman, number 11, defensive back.
Seth Lefford, number 6, free safety, and on offense wherever coach needs me.
I love it.
Bryson Cook, number 64, offense and defensive line.
Good deal, guys. We appreciate y'all's time. Y'all could be doing something else other than this, but everybody that knows me knows that I'm green and gold, trying to get everybody's name out there, let everybody learn some of the players. It's my fault I hadn't got y'all on a little bit sooner, and I apologize. But hey, we got you on now, so let's have a little bit of fun real quick. Who wants to start off with some questions? Hey, before we get started, I see Seth smiling real big. Let me congratulate Seth on being inducted into the Mu Alpha Theta today. Congratulations, Seth.
Thank you very much.
it's not all about sports. It's, you know, you got to get an education while you're there too. And congratulations. I'm glad to see. I think you were the only football player that was actually a part of it. So congratulations and keep up the hard work.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So who wants to answer some of these questions I've got for y'all?
That's gonna be like pulling teeth, Howard. You just might as well pull them out and start asking, because ain't none of them gonna volunteer.
Just, yeah, just
Uh,
throw some questions at us.
We'll start with Bryson. Since he's the last one to speak, we'll start with him. Bryson, who's your favorite teacher?
I'd have to say Miss McAllister. I mean, she's a really good math teacher. She does a lot of hands-on and actually teaches the class and doesn't sit around and, give us a packet or whatnot. But she's a pretty good teacher, and she's probably the best math teacher I've ever had. So.
Seth?
Yes, sir.
Same question.
Definitely Coach Smart. He's been one of the biggest role models for me.
Awesome. Eli?
Yeah, it would probably be Coach Smart and Mr. McAllister. They both teach you life lessons. That's the biggest thing.
So do you actually mean that, or are you just kind of copying off your teammates there, keep from having to say something else?
No, absolutely. I mean it 100%.
To let everybody know, there's another River City Media going on right now, another interview that's taking place. So we're not live on Facebook at the moment. We are live on YouTube. So you can see the whole thing on YouTube. Whenever that other one ends, that's just where we'll pick up at. So I'll announce that later on. Anyway, favorite food, Seth?
Ooh. It definitely have to be the chicken Alfredo we get on Thursdays. Stuff's good.
Eli?
Probably fried okra.
Well, you don't hear that answer very often. I like that. Bryson?
Anything you can eat.
Welcome to our show, buddy. We enjoy eating on here. Bryson, can I call you Cookie like everybody else?
Yes, sir.
I just want to make sure you're bigger than I am, and I didn't want you to get mad at me and attack me or something. Favorite music, Eli?
Probably country music.
Cookie?
Country and rock music.
Seth?
Old country.
Old country. It seems like Seth's got an old soul, really. Does he, Coach?
He does. We had our team camp this year, and obviously I'm still learning the kids at that point. Seth brought in the guitar, and I snuck back there with him and said, "Let me see that in just a second." And me and him sat around, played and sang, and passed the guitar back and forth, I don't know, for a couple of hours. And he knows a lot of music that me and you grew up on, Howie. So he is an old soul.
Coach, I've been trying to bring your guitar on here forever. This has been a perfect time for you and Seth to do a duo. Jeez, we got 4 more weeks. Maybe we can make that happen sometime.
Well, I don't know. We'll see.
Let's see. Guys, y'all should feel honored. I've actually got notes that I normally don't do for these shows, but for y'all guys, I actually took notes tonight. So, eating places, where do y'all like to eat at? Cookie?
Talk about.
Hard shell or soft shell?
Oh, I'm soft all day. I like soft tacos.
There you
I
go.
like a lot of tacos, really. So,
Cookie, you're just like the rest of us. You just want to eat. It don't matter what it is.
all best.
Seth, where you like to eat at?
I'm not just riding off his answer, but Taco Bell or Toros and Range was pretty good.
Soft shell or hard shell?
Soft shell all day.
I don't know. I like that crunch. I don't know why, but I like that crunch of the taco, the hard shell tacos. Eli?
Osaka and Fort Payne.
I don't think I've ever ate there, so I can't give you a choice of what you like better on that one. So I'll just go ahead and ask you, hard shell or soft shell taco?
Hard shell.
There you go. I'm jumping all over the place, and y'all should know that by now by the way that I do these things. So, Seth, favorite subject?
Math, for sure, or history.
Well, after that Mu Alpha Theta induction today, you better say math, I guess. Eli,
Math, for sure.
Cookie, you can't say lunch either because that's not really a subject.
I'd say history. I like history.
All right, guys, let's get serious for a second. Hobbies away from the game. What do y'all like to do away from it? Eli,
Deer hunt.
how many have you killed in your lifetime?
It's around probably 15.
How many of those have your daddy not had to tie up for you to kill?
Okay, no. They go to Missouri while I still have to hunt in Alabama. It ain't fair.
Bryson, what do you like to do away from the football field?
I'd have to go same thing: deer hunting, duck hunting, working out.
How many have you killed?
Only 2. But I started hunting last year though. That's when I started hunting.
Well, that's pretty good. Seth, what about you?
Guitar picking, and I've been trying to get into playing some golf.
There you go. Golf will it'll make you mad real quick.
Yes.
I found that out.
And then you'll hit a perfect shot, and it's like, well, I can do this every time. And then you get mad again. All of y'all play both ways, offense and defense. So, Cookie, what do you rather play, offense or defense?
Defense.
Seth?
Defense all day.
And Eli?
Defense.
That's awesome. Let's really get serious now. Plans after graduation. Eli, what's your plans after graduation?
I'm going to try to go to college and go to Northeast and get a building construction degree, and use that as kind of a backup. But I really want to be a lineman.
Okay, cool. Seth?
Well, I plan to continue my college education and hopefully become a physical therapist or get into becoming a pediatric nurse.
Oh, awesome. Good deal. And Cookie?
Hopefully to join the union one day for welding, get out there in Boilermakers or pipeline. And if not, I still can find a good welding job around here. But that's the goal. Get out there on the union.
Good deal. This next question goes from it doesn't necessarily pertain to you if you don't want it to, but from when you started playing Pee Wee football all the way up to high school, your most memorable moment that you can recall, Cookie?
Oh.
You can't get cupcake questions all the time. You got to get a tough one every once in a while.
That's the hard one to think of. I'd probably have to say whenever we beat Geraldine last year, it was a pretty good game. We had a good time after the game. I'd probably have to say that.
All right. Seth?
Well, mine would probably have to be this year during our team camp. All the players went outside, and including Bryson, we went outside and played Bama ball, and I actually got to see Coach and his big old belly take a couple steps a little bit faster than he usually is. That's probably have to be it.
All right, Eli?
Mine would probably be my freshman year whenever we played Madison Academy, and it came down to the nitty gritty. I mean, it was a touchdown away, and we ended up winning that ball game in advance.
Absolutely. We have a show with Coach Clark with Gaston State softball, and we talked about that off the air the other night about he's never seen a game that kind of flipped like a switch from one half to another like that. And it was still talk about it a lot. It was a great game to watch. So let me see who's got the best Cookie. I know that's your nickname, but who's got the best nickname on the team that y'all can actually say live on the air?
Let's see. Well, you know, Cookie's iconic for sure. We get that from his mama. But yeah, we got two players on the team, Sickle and Butt, and they're the glue to the team. They're there every day, ready to work. And we also got Travis Owens, the Marlboro Man, because he sounds like he has sandpaper in his throat when he talks. Thanks, a couple good ones for you.
Let's go. You know, I've asked that several times over the years, and nobody actually gives no answers to that. But I'm glad. To me, that's something y'all will always remember as far as being on a team, the camaraderie and everything. And Coach can recall we had a player. His name was Chris Rogers, I think's his name. Played basketball my senior year, senior year, but everybody called him Buck, and that's what we knew him as, is Buck. And I had to think about his first name there for a minute, because from day one it was basically Buck when he came to school at Sylvania. So that's something y'all will always remember.
I'm being honest, I couldn't remember Sickle or Butt's actual name.
I'm glad you're honest with us, man. So during team camp and all that, I'm sure y'all do a lot of things. So who's actually the best singer on the team? Seth?
I'd say Seth.
I would say so.
Well, I'd like to humble myself. I think every one of us brings something important to the table whenever it comes to the team. So I can't really say for sure that anybody's better than the other.
You know, Coach Waldrop used to be in a bluegrass band. Has he ever sung to y'all?
What we've kind of spoke on that about our love for bluegrass, but he never told me that.
Coach, was that supposed to be secret? Was I not supposed to say that?
No, that's all right, G.
So we're gonna be able to get the guitars out and have Coach and Seth sing a duet of a bluegrass or something like that before the season's over with.
Yeah, if you'll come by the field house, we will.
Coach, excuse me, guys, transition to Coach Waldrop. You know, after Coach Nelson left, y'all going to Coach Waldrop. How have y'all enjoyed being around Coach Waldrop and his philosophy on everything?
Well, from my perspective, going from coach to coach, you know, we've been down in the dumps, you know, losing 2 coaches, but really, I don't count it as a loss one bit. You know, he came in and he's been nothing but good to us, and I can't really speak anything bad about it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been, like he said, we've been through the coaches, and I will say Coach Waldrop, he brings something to the table that not many coaches that you see nowadays bring, and that's love. I mean, he definitely shows his love for his players. You don't see that.
He also don't pick any favorites either. He's going to treat you the same. Everybody's the same. He'll treat you right. He'll treat you like a person. And some coaches, they won't do that. Some coaches, they won't connect with their players, but Coach Waldrop does. I think that's one of the things that makes him a really good coach. And I've known Coach Waldrop since I was little. We used to go to church together. And I started going to that church for a while, and I kind of forgot who he was for a second whenever he came back. And I had to reintroduce myself, even though all along I've known him since I was like 6 or 7 years old. So I'm glad he's back. So I'm glad me and him are united.
That's great. Coach, I saw an interview that you did with the, oh my gosh, my daughter's going to kill me, but the new Realm network or whatever they got going on there. And they interviewed you on the first episode, and you said that's one of the main things you wanted to do was get to know your players and let them know how you feel about them. And it sounds like you've succeeded on that.
Well, you know, it's still a work in progress. You know, I don't want to just be their coach. You know what I'm saying? I want to be
Right.
somebody that 10 years from now, they get in a situation, they need something. I want them to know that they can call on me. I'll be in their corner from this point forward. It's just not about football. It's about life. And I want them to understand that I'm for them, not just in the game. I'm for them for the rest of their life.
And to be clear, it's called the Ram Network. It comes out every 2 weeks. So I want to make sure that's right, or my Jeannie will kill me if I don't get that right. So, but anyway, guys, game number 6 coming up. No, is it 6 or 7? 5, 6, 3, 6. Game number 7 coming up. Still got quite a few games left, but what do you want to take away from the senior season, Cookie?
Well, I just want to have as much fun as we possibly can and do what we can. And I'm sure these boys right here can agree with me since it's our last year. We just want to leave it all out there on the field. So, that's about it.
Seth?
Well, since I started playing football whenever I was younger, Pee-wees, the most important thing to me has been that it's brought me a family that I haven't had much of an opportunity to have, and I couldn't be more thankful for it. So that's one thing I'll always want.
Eli?
Yeah, this year, basically just taking in the memories and getting to know these, upcoming freshmen and everybody on the team and having a real bond with them.
Seth, I want to come to you just for a second. I remember after the Winfield game last year, Coach Nelson let anybody speak that wanted to, and you gave a heartfelt speech real quick. It wasn't but a few words, but you said basically what a team was, and it ended up being family. And people don't know what other people's going through, but I can't remember much, but I'll probably remember that speech for the rest of my life because it meant a lot. And the stepping up and saying that in front of your teammates, it took a lot of courage, and it meant a lot to all of them, coaches and players and everybody.
Sure.
So, Coach Waldrop, just a few games left, and playoff is rolling around. Got going down to Collinsville this week, and Plainview, Fife, Collinsville. You're going against you went against Pruitt, Benefield, and Willingham. Geez, I'm trying to do some quick math here, but what, about 700 wins between all those guys?
Yeah, probably close to that, and probably over 100 years of coaching experience if you put them all together.
Well, that's just Coach Benefield by itself, 100 years. Anyway. But how does it feel looking across the field there and knowing that you're the new guy going against the veterans?
Well, I guess you could say I'm a new guy. I've been around quite a while myself, but they've definitely got a few years on me. It is what it is. The game's still the same. The team that goes out there and executes, the team that blocks better, and the team that tackles better, 99% of the time will be the team that wins.
Well, these kids, they're playing for you. They're playing for you as well. They're playing for each other as well, and you're putting them in the best position that you can to help them win, and they know that, and you know that, and they give it their all every week. And if anybody out there can't see that, then they just really don't know what it means to give it your all.
No, that's one thing you can't doubt. You can't doubt their effort. It's just it's a learning process, and they continue to learn. They've done a great job not getting down on themselves, not getting down on each other. Just show up and go back to work again, and that's what it's all about. It's never over. It's a long ways from over right now, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
So just keep doing what we do. And they just keep working hard, and we just keep getting better, and that's all we can ask for.
playoff picture still alive for the Sylvania Rams. People may not realize it, but the playoff picture is still alive, and all of a sudden the light switch can click, and y'all could make a run at this thing, and
Oh,
just because
you preaching to the choir, Hal.
I know, and I want them to know that they're just inside that building's not the only ones that realize that. People outside the building realize that, and it's one of these things where at the first of the year, and if I'm wrong, guys, please correct me, but at the first of the year, that North Jackson game, instead of reacting, y'all were thinking about what you needed to do, but now you know what to do, and you're just doing it. Am I wrong, guys? About roughly what game was it that it kind of started coming more natural to you, if you don't mind me asking, Eli?
Probably I'd say the week after Geraldine. Everything, felt like you were doing it right, but the week after Geraldine, it was like, all right, this is what you do, this is how you do it, and we're going to do it. There's no questions about it. And there was no thinking involved. It was just, like you said, doing it.
Seth?
I'd agree. After the Geraldine game, we knew we really needed to put one together. We really need to see how everything's supposed to click and how it's supposed to turn out. And of course, we got younger players on the team, but as the season goes on, I can tell everybody's improving. And every week we watch film, and we can see every play is about one play away from becoming big. One play away every time. So we just got to fix these small mistakes, and that's it.
Cookie?
I'd have to agree to Seth and Trot too. The Geraldine game, after that one, everything started to click. Starting to, like you said, not to think about it. So I have to agree with him on that one too.
Seth, you mentioned something, and Coach Waldrop, don't kill these kids when I ask them this question, because maybe they'll actually be truthful about it. But Seth, you mentioned watching the film with Coach Waldrop. How intense does he get during a film session?
Well, he don't like stupid, that's for sure. And a lot of times, I try to watch film one-on-one with him to really get like a good look at what I'm doing wrong. And we see some really funny things on the film, but for the most part, unless he sees something visually stupid, he don't really get that mad. But it's more of he's more of a teacher.
That's good. Eli, your thoughts on Coach Waldrop during a film session?
Usually I'll come in on Saturdays and watch it with him. And like Seth said, he's a teacher. He can show you exactly how things are supposed to go. And like Seth said before, it's one play away, one block away, and you're right there in a great position. And he is more of a teacher. He will call out stupidity, and but it's good. It's good being in a film session with him.
Cookie?
Like Chalk said, it is good, and he is a real good teacher. He'll really break down and show you what to do and what not to do, and he does a good job at reviewing over the film. And, like I said, sometimes it seems like his head's going to blow off because stupid plays that's on there, but, he does a pretty good job at reviewing the film. So.
Yeah, I know where he gets that from, because I used to watch film with Coach Benefield as well, and that's one of the things that just used to eat Coach Benefield up, and Coach Waldrop was learning under him as well. And Coach, am I wrong? Did you not get that from Coach Benefield as well?
Yeah. The tolerance for ignorance is definitely inherited. But yeah, if you're playing hard and you make mistakes, that's one thing. But when you just do something that there's no excuse for it, just that's one thing I can't stomach that one.
Absolutely. The one thing that y'all have improved on tremendously since the first of the season is the penalties. They have dropped down, except for Plainview, and we won't get into that. But the penalties have dropped down tremendously. And what do y'all think that has caused that to drop down? Is it something that coaches? Is it something that coaches punishment maybe he's made y'all do, or is it just kind of like what we talked about earlier? A switch just kind of flipped, and okay, hey, we're not supposed to do this. Here's how we do it. Cookie, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd say it's more of a discipline part. We started realizing that we ain't supposed to do that. Don't do it again. And it's killing us. We're shooting ourselves in the foot. So I mean, we're starting to learn from it and be more disciplined about penalties and whatnot.
Seth?
Well, it's us against us. So us, like Cookie said, shooting ourselves in the foot, putting ourselves in bad position to score and drive down the field. Especially these big penalties that are pushing us back 10, 15 yards. It kills our whole drive, and then we don't get anything on the board, and we're having to go right back on defense and restart the whole thing over.
Eli?
Yeah, basically what they both said. It is killing us. I mean, it shooting us right in the foot. And Coach Waldrop always says, like, there's a difference between like an iffy penalty versus a post-snap or pre-snap penalty. I mean, whenever you're making stupid decisions post-snap or pre-snap, I mean, that's just killer. And that's not being locked in mentally.
Kind of like Friday night, that first penalty y'all got was offsides because Fife did that movement that they always do.
Right.
Coach, can I ask how many times you told them to watch out for it all week long? Can you count that high, Coach?
No. And it's one of those things. It's just a focus thing, and I think that might have been the only two penalties we had all night. We jumped off sides, they shifted it, and it wouldn't be so bad. But I told them when they was going to shift, and that's when they shifted, and we still jumped off sides.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to ask you something real quick, and of course that's why I'm here to ask questions. But I don't know why I keep on saying let me ask you this. But anyway, Coach Waters on the sideline, Coach Richardson, Coach Willingham, Coach everybody's on the sideline, and y'all are on the field. Do y'all hear them yelling at y'all? Change positions, shift, or whatever, or is it too difficult, too far away? Eli?
Yeah, we do hear them, and it is difficult realizing, like, hey, if we're not lined up correctly on defense or offense, to get lined up, because we do hear them, like I said, but we're so locked in on the game that we kind of just blur stuff out completely. But after a little bit of hey, move, we'll hear it.
Yeah. Seth?
Well, whenever you got about four coaches yelling the same thing but in different ways, it kind of goes in your head. So you start running around like a chicken with his head cut off. But whenever we get back together, everybody gets everything together. We pretty much fix it from there. But from the sideline, it can get rough.
Cookie?
Yeah, like Seth said, it gets hard to hear, especially in that stadium when people are cheering and there's bells ringing and horns blowing, and you can hear them, but it just sounds like a whole bunch of gibberish, and you don't even know what's going on. You're just like, sometimes I'll even look to the sideline, and I'm like, I don't know what he said. I'll be honest, but it gets hard to hear sometimes.
Cookie, you've been a lineman, been in the trenches, and being in every play. These other two guys, not that y'all are not in the play, but if the play goes away from you, y'all may not see any action, but Cookie's in the action every time, offensive, defensive line. Does it get tiring? Which side of the ball gets more tiring, the defense or the offense side?
I'd say the defensive side more, because you're taking on sometimes you take on a double team or somebody's coming to pull and kick you out if you're playing like a DN or anything. I mean, it's rough being in the trenches, and once you do all that work on defense, you got to switch right back to offense, and you're just already so gassed from defense. So, I mean, it's pretty rough, but I'm starting to get used to it now.
So, all three of you, do y'all talk to the opposing team any? Do you talk to the players? And I'm not talking about trash talk. I'm just talking about just regular conversation talk. Or if you do trash talk, don't tell us what you're saying. Just kind of say, yeah, we do talk. Uh, Seth?
Well, I wouldn't say much. I don't really trash talk, but whenever we were playing Wattsburg, I did call a kid out because he wasn't representing his school, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, no, that was kind of disciplinary action there, I guess. Cookie?
Yeah, I got a bunch of buddies from a bunch of these schools, like Plainview and Fife, and whenever the play's on action, we'll have a little small talk here and there. And half the time I can't even talk because I'm trying to catch my breath. But yeah.
Eli?
Yeah. As a DB, especially if you're going to talk to the opposing team, especially if these guys that are from Fife, Plainview. Know a bunch of them, and we do talk.
Yeah, I'm going to ask. I've been wanting to ask it, but I wasn't going to. But I'm going to ask it now. Being in the bottom of a lot of those piles, a lot of tackles and all that, what is said or done underneath some of those piles?
You don't want to know how.
Make it clean. We're a PG version here, Cookie. We're actually a G version, but is anything ever said? Has something been said that kind of like funny, make you laugh or whatever?
Yeah, but I can't say it on here. Most of the time, it's a bunch of grunting and hooping and hollering because everybody's on top of each other, trying to get off of each other. But there's been a few times where people said some stuff, but yeah, that's about it.
Guys, we appreciate you coming on. I say we, River City Media, Sylvania football show. We appreciate y'all coming on. We're going to let y'all get away and go get some rest and get ready for a tough game come Friday night. One or two more questions and we'll let everybody get going. But we appreciate your time. We're going to try to get all of y'all back on here before the end of the season again because playoffs is still in front of us. And, we could go a long ways. Let's talk. Something I've asked a lot of people, and I'm going to ask y'all as well. Bryson, number 64. How did you choose that number?
It's kind of a funny story. Last year, whenever I was picking numbers, there's only like 3 numbers to pick from, and I just landed on 64. And kind of come to think about it, I was 64 in Pee Wee whenever I used to play at Fort Payne. It's just kind of a coincidence, and I just kind of went with it and kept it. Because, my mom, she made a little picture side by side of me when I was small and then now. So 64 and 64. So that's just kind of how it came to be. So.
Seth, you got number 6. How did you come with that number?
Well, last year or the year before last, I was number 28. And, some seniors left us, and I was sitting there thinking, I think a single-digit number would look pretty cool. And that number 6 was the first one that was open, and I took it as fast as I could.
There you go. All right, little Trotman, you're number 11. How did you choose that one?
My dad, he was number 12, and so I thought, well, I'm little Trotman, like you said, so I was going to go one number under him.
There you go. Actually, on a side note, I call you Little Trotman Jr. because I call you Sister Little Trotman. So you're actually Little Trotman Jr. LTJ. She's Little Trotman. But anyway, guys, we appreciate you joining us. And the last 2 questions, real quick, we are going to let y'all out. Superstitions. Is there any superstitions or rituals that you got to do before you take the field? Eli?
probably walking the field and walking the field before the game. My wrist ache. So right on my wrist ache.
Seth?
Well, ever since my freshman year, I've had this salt and pepper in my locker, and it hasn't left. And it's still there. So I guess that's part of a superstition of mine.
Yeah, that'll work. Cookie?
I don't know if you'd call it a superstition or whatnot, but I mean, every season, every game that I've ever played, I've always had to take a crap right before the game. It's usually about a good 30 minutes by myself, so I mean, that's pretty.
That's too much information, Cook.
That's about the only thing I can think of. Besides,
Is that superstition or nerves?
I think it's superstition. This became a routine, honestly. It's not even nerves at this point.
Coach, let me ask you: have you developed any over the last few weeks?
No, I don't have any superstitions, Howie. The only thing I ever do before I go out on the field every game is I say a prayer. That's all I do. I don't have any superstitions. I'm like Barney Fife said, I'm not superstitious. I'm just careful.
There you go. And some that probably help you out a lot, Coach. If you keep that stat guy away from you, keep him from telling you to go deep every first play of every game.
That's not trying to be ugly, however, but I just ignore you.
Well, that's the way you should do it. The only time you didn't ignore me when I told you to do the tush push on the first play.
Well, that actually might have made a little bit of sense.
There you go. All right, guys, we appreciate y'all's time. We want to have y'all back on, especially when Seth and Coach has got their guitars, and they'll do a little picking and grinning for us. And before we get going, it's Coach's favorite time of the show. It's shout-out time, Coach.
Well, we got some of them on here tonight. I was going to give a shout-out to these seniors. Like I said earlier, and we've talked about before, they've done a great job of trying to keep everybody together, keeping the morale up. And helping the rest of the team believe in themselves and believe in what we're trying to do, believe in what we're trying to accomplish. Just keeping everybody together. They've done a great job of that. So give a shout out to these seniors. I love them. Appreciate them.
All right. Which one of y'all seniors want to go first on the shout outs?
I will. I want to give a shout out to Slater Waldrop. Whenever I moved positions I forgot which game it was. I went from corner to safety, and you think defensive back, it ain't like a big deal for moving to that, but they are completely different. And I mean, you got to know so much more of the field. You see so much more of the field. And Slater he's been in that position. He's been under Coach Waldrop. He knows the defense. I tell him all the time, I'm like, hey, you came out the womb knowing everything on the defense. But he definitely helped me out. I mean, and him being only a 10th grader, I mean, he's got so much more time to develop. He's going to be a really, really good player.
All right. Seth, you want to go next?
Yes, sir. I'd like to give a shout out to Colin Parham. He's a matter of fact, he just got his permit today, so congratulations to him on that. But he's one of the younger kids on the team, and he's really stepped up, and he's played and made big plays in games. And he plays with heart and plays for love of the game, and that's what I like to see.
Awesome. Cookie?
I'd have to give a shout out to all the offense and defensive linemen in the trenches. A bunch of them are young, and they're starting to step up, and they're starting to finally kind of get that dog mentality in their mind to whoop the other guy on the other side of the ball. So I'd like to give a shout out to them because they're working hard each and every day, trying to get better for the game, and so they can do their job. And a bunch of them, a few of them are sophomores, one's a freshman, a few juniors. So they're starting to step up and start to really come together. So I have to give a shout out to them.
Absolutely. guys, we appreciate the time. I just see where the other show just finally finished up, hour and a half later. Wow. But anyway, we just now went live on Facebook. So anybody that's expecting to see this live, this whole entirety, it won't be on Facebook. Go to the YouTube channel. Randy is online with us right now. Randy, if you will, try to get it to where they can see the YouTube on Facebook as well if you can. But you can see all these shows on the YouTube channel, RiverCity-Media YouTube. So go back. These young men put on a good show tonight. Enjoyed listening to them. Looking forward to having them back. And Coach, let's see if we can get some more on next week if we can. And
hey, Howie, just to let you know, it is live on Facebook and it's up and streaming now. We got it.
but the whole show won't be on there, will it, Randy?
Yeah, I just moved the YouTube YouTube over to Facebook, so we got it.
Okay, good deal. So if y'all just join us now, watch it on Facebook. So guys, we appreciate everything. Coach Waldrop, we appreciate your time. Like I've told you many times, you didn't realize that when you took this job here at Sylvania that you had a weekly show to do like Coach Saban and Coach DeBoer and all these other guys do. So hey, how does it feel you seeing Coach DeBoer walking out and Hugh Freeze walking out with state troopers and all you guys, John Seals walking out with you?
I feel like I'm getting cheated.
Yeah, stands too.
Do what, Randy?
It looks like it from the stands too. If all he's got on, you got to slide it just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And guys, y'all didn't realize that for being the guest on the show tonight, John Seals is going to give y'all a high five on a road tide tomorrow at school when he sees you. You'll get one out of the two. I know, a high five on the road tide. So, but guys, we appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing y'all Friday night. Go down to Collinsville, get that win, get that debut, come on back home, and keep on marching to the playoffs. And guys, best of luck to y'all. See y'all Friday night. And Coach, we appreciate your time.
Yes, sir.
So for everybody on the Sylvania Football Show, thanks for joining us, and good night, everybody.